Canterbury Tales, Prologue. Introduction of the Wife of Bath, read by Kirsten Lytle. A good wife was there of beside Bath, but she was somedel deaf, and that was scath. Of cloth making she had a switch and hunt, she passed him of e-breast and gunt. In all the parish wife me was there none, that to the offering before her should gon. And if there did certain so wroth was she, that she was out of all charity, her covertees full fain wearing of grund, ere door swear they weighed in 10 pund, that on a Sunday wearing upon her head. Her hosen were of fine scarlet red, for straight-eyed, and shoes full moist and newer, bold was her face, and fire, and red of hue. She was a worthy woman, all her lieve, husbands at church door she had a fever, with wooden other company in a yoda, but thereof not who spake as nother. And 3 years had she been at Jerusalem, she had a passed many strange stream. At Roma she had been, and at Boulogne, and Gaulis at St. John, and at Cologne. She could mutual of wandering be the way, gatooth was she, so late for to say. Upon an humble easel she sat, he wimpled well and on her head an hat, as broad as a buckler or an targe, a foot mantle or boot her heap as larger, and on her feet a pair of spurs sharp, in fellowship where she could she laugh and carp. Of remedies of love she knew perchance, for she could of that art the older dancer. As you have now heard, Chaucer's Middle English shares many similar sounds and inflections as modern English, but it is obvious that the pronunciation is quite different than what you are used to. As Durkin discussed in Middle English and Overview, the language was heavily influenced by French, Latin, and Scandinavian. Within the prologue of The Wife of Bath, her introduction displays the impact of Scandinavian and French languages. The French influence can be heard most distinctly in the gentle rolled R that is present within the verse. The long A for she, as opposed to she, is also distinctly French. Additionally, many French words make an appearance, such as scarlet, describing the wife's hose, and the pronunciation of cities such as Cologne and Boulogne, or as we know them, Cologne and Boulogne, or in Germany, Köln and Boulogne. Just as Durkin pointed out, Scandinavian impact on English language was not as prevalent as French. The Scandinavian influence within the poem is much more subtle. The primary language influence that is recognizable is Norwegian. This is apparent in the pronunciation of words such as wife rather than wife, and kyrkja rather than church. The Wife of Bath and the Canterbury Tales as a whole seem to show the beginnings of the evolution of the English language in one fell swoop. The external influences obviously muddled the original Germanic foundation. While it does not sound like our modern English, the base for our language echoes in the verse and is a delightful display of the earlier stages of our language.